Barbecue Central radio show will air live at 9 p.m.
Hey, this is Helen Paradise from SoCal, and you are listening to the Barbecue Central Show.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
All right. Good evening and welcome to the Really Big Barbecue Central Show. Yeah. It's the show that talks about all things important in the world of barbecue and grilling, broadcasting live and direct from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. It is the barbecue capital of the North Coast. I'm your program host, Greg Rempe. Happy to have you aboard here on your Tuesday evening. If you want to jump in, more than happy to have you. Telephone call as such, 216-220-0966. You can also email the show, greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Anything else you want to find out about the show can be found at the main website, thebbqcentralshow.com. And here's what's happening in case you didn't get the newsletter. And of course you didn't.
Get that big stuff out of here.
In case you don't have the Facebooks, coming up in about 12 minutes from now, American Royal Invitational Grand Champion Bill Gillespie smoking hogs in. Yes. 9:35, Dana Point Grand Champion Steph Franklin. Yes. And then we move on to the second hour. Always the first Tuesday of every month, guest and newly inducted Barbecue Hall of Famer, Dr. Barbecue Ray Lampe. Yes. And rounding out the evening, American Royal Open Reserve Grand Champion Sterling Smith. Loot and Booty Barbecue Team. Hey-o! So we're locked and loaded. It's going to be heavily competition-oriented this evening, holding the Ray Lampe talk. But, of course, he was at the American Royal this weekend, too, so we'll get a lot of insight from him in regards to how he saw the weekend go down, a recap of his Hall of Fame induction ceremony, all that good stuff. So looking forward to the show. Bill Gillespie, Steph Franklin, Ray Lampe, Sterling Smith if you need him. And if you want to jump in, 216-220-0966, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. If you are watching the show right now, give people links of encouragement. OutdoorCookingChannel.com is the place to go to watch for video. thebbqcentralshow.com is your audio feed. If you have Roku or some other type of Internet Protocol television, go into the App Store, search for Outdoor Cooking Channel. If they have the Outdoor Cooking Channel app, download it, and you can watch the live stream. It is the first option, by the way. I spent a lot of time over the weekend on Roku and realized that the live stream is the first option. Then it's the Barbecue Central Show, and the shows string out from there. So you can watch it right there from the comfort of your couch on the high-definition television. You can subscribe to iTunes for replays of the show, YouTube for replays of the show on the video side. Outdoor Cooking Channel obviously has all the video replays. And, of course, the clearinghouse for archives for the show is the main Barbecue Central Show website, so there's never any reason you should miss anything ever on the show, no matter what is being said. You would recall a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago maybe, we were holding a raffle for about a week's time, and a winner was getting it was a $25 raffle for your chance to win a ticket to a $275 pork class that was given at the American Royal, Hog with a Heart. Greg Hasty was the guy that won that, and he is written in with a recount of his time. Says, "Dear Greg, I had won the raffle you provided on your show for Operation Barbecue Relief's Hog with a Heart Ribs Pork Cooking Class. I wanted to take a minute and follow up with you. My experience at the Royal this past week, the class was taught by an all-star cooking team, the Shed Barbecue, Boar's Night Out, Sweet Swine of Mine, Natural Born Grillers. Without question, this class was worth the $25 raffle ticket. But honestly, well worth more than the $275 donation to the OBR class. I would like to do it again in a heartbeat. I would really consider doing the entire Pitmaster experience. The class was performed in the Operation Barbecue Relief Camp at the Royal, which is where their Pig-a-Palooza party was held. All the folks involved in this class are without question class acts. They made us feel very welcome. They were very friendly. The All-Stars were really down to earth, eager to share their experience and teach us the process of great barbecue. They all welcomed any and all questions. We could ask them anything we wanted to, and they answered them. Well, it wasn't part of this particular class. They prepped and started cooking 4 200-pound whole hogs the night before for the party that evening. During the day, we got to share in watching this process as well. The party itself was very cool, very, very fun. Barbecue band, Royals game, and some really good Q cooked by fantastic cooks. I've lived my entire life in Kansas City, 46 years. I have never been to the Royal. I've had smokers for 20-plus years, but really never seemed to have the time to enjoy them. And over this past year, while on a journey to lose weight, nearly 120 pounds thus far, props to you, Greg, namesake, I had become obsessed with food, or more importantly, learning about food. This learning led me back to barbecue, and now I have probably read more books in the past 6 months than I have read in the past 20 years. And how I say all of this to say thank you for providing the raffle and the opportunity to learn from these folks. Huge thanks for a very special day, Operation Barbecue Relief. Lynn for organizing the event. Sweet Swine of Mine, the Sheds Barbecue, Boars Night Out, Natural Born Grillers. Afterthoughts. Before even winning the raffle, he had planned to make the entire weekend of the American Royal. Thursday, did the certified judging class. Then Thursday evening, his son and him played the Fast Eddie Texas Hold'em Poker Tournament. Friday was the Operation Barbecue Relief class from 7:30 to 3. Had the Pig-a-Palooza party. Saturday was hanging out with friends, watching the Invitational Awards. Very long weekend. Met a few new people to call friends. I might have caught a barbecue bug, but that bitch bites. On a more serious note, Operation Barbecue Relief Organization is really good, dedicated, caring bunch of folks. I will certainly donate in the future, maybe even find a way to be involved in the future. I was really inspired by the work they were doing. Thanks again, Greg Hasty. Thank you, Greg, for writing in with that great account of exactly what happened during your weekend. And I almost forgot that you won that gift. That raffle, your $25 donation, getting you entrance into a $275 class, the one-day class. I forget how much the whole class was. You had the opportunity to sign up for a whole class as well. Was that in the $500 range or something like that? Maybe it was even more than that. Maybe it was in the $700 range. But look, depending on what you were looking to get out of the class, if you were a competitor, being around those cooks, the Shed, Boars Night Out, Natural Born Grillers. You know, John Wheeler, he's one of the best rib cooks in the country, one of the best barbecue cooks in the country. Mark Lambert, obviously. He's won a very big name contests, to say the least. No names, please. Shed, Brad Orison, Hobson Cherry, respected names in the industry, both as restaurateurs or on the business side of things, but also as competitors as well. Brad does judging from time to time as well, so that is quite a list of people to give the pork and ribs class, which was on the 7th, or which was on this past Friday. I'm sorry. That was the Operation Barbecue Relief class. It was 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's what it was. And then to hang out for the Pig-a-Palooza party. I mean, who wants to party with awesome people? I do. Can I party with awesome people? I would love that. I would love to. So, again, Greg, thanks for taking part in the raffle. I would have liked to have donated more money to Operation Barbecue Relief for doing that. But look, if it's one person donating $25, they gave us the ticket to do it, you'd have a very good opportunity of winning if you're the only one in the raffle donating $25. And what's the worst thing that happens? You don't win the class. You donate $25 to what has been recognized as one of the best charities out there going in the country today. This isn't people from the barbecue world saying that. This is well-established businesses and magazines and other such industries that are watching who does good when it comes to charity, who might be talking or walking the walk, but who's talking the talk. Operation Barbecue Relief, walking the walk. And hopefully next year we can do something a little bit more in advance. Stan was great in offering up the ticket in short notice, but I didn't really feel like we had enough time behind it to get after it. So if we can do it again next year, I'll be more than happy to do that, raise all the money we can for Operation Barbecue Relief. I'm with Greg on that. Fantastic organization, one that I love to get behind. Bill Gillespie coming up out of the break to talk about the American Royal Invitational win. But first, let me talk to you about Butcher's Barbecue, folks. That's right. Go to butcherbbq.com and step up that barbecue and grilling game. No easier way, no better way to do that than by visiting butcherbbq.com. We all know Butcher's well known for the injections. The pork, the beef, the prime injection. Of course, Bird Booster sweeping the nation, many different flavors. You can't bitch and moan about not being able to press flavor down into chicken anymore. Bird Booster takes care of that for you. Also adds moisture. 7% more. I'm sorry, 3% more. You get 7% with regular brining. You get 21% with Bird Booster. You can use the injection doubly as a brine, as an injection, or vice versa. You get it all at butcherbbq.com. If you're not looking for injections or you're looking for something other than injections like rubs and sauces, this is a great place to go as well. Butcher's Barbecue, a full line of award-winning rubs. Steak and brisket rub. Premium rub, especially if you inject with Butcher's, because it's formulated to work with the injection. A perfect 1-2 punch to impress judges and friends alike. My favorite, which is part of my originally crafted North Coast offense, the honey rub. Buy by the 5-pound bag, folks. Not kidding. Last but not least, Butcher's Sweet Barbecue Sauce. Look, when it comes to sauce, I am as picky as it gets. And Butcher's Sweet Sauce wins in every category for me. Not overly sweet, a nice slice of tang, just the right amount of back-end heat, not leaving you aching and crying like a chili head would. No liquid smoke, which I appreciate. Dave took the time and effort to make a quality sauce. Didn't take the easy way out like a lot of those other sauces do. Get a box of 6, it's going to go fast. Here's what we learned during this read. Buy a 5-pound bag of honey rub, buy 6 bottles of barbecue sauce. They will both go fast. Don't worry about breaking the bank on shipping. Between $55 up to $55 ships at $8.50. Between $55 and $200 ship at $9.75. Anything over $200 ships for free. Moral of that story, get $201 worth of stuff. Save on the shipping. Head on over to butcherbbq.com right now and stock up. That's butcherbbq.com. Butcherbbq.com. Dave, available for taking questions too. Email him. See what happens. Might be surprised. Guy likes to get after it. See him at a contest, ask him some questions. I'm sure he's got product to sell you too. Always trust your butcher. That's what we say here on this show. We are back with Bill Gillespie, American Royal Invitational reigning champion, right after this. Stick around. Be right back.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
All right, welcome back. 216-220-0966. Greg at the BBQCentralShow.com. This portion of the show brought to you by cookinpellets.com, COOKIN, cookinpellets.com. Your number one source for quality wood pellets. For all of your pellet-driven cookers. Not going to void any warranties. I said last week, don't fall for that. Visit cookinpellets.com for more information or to purchase. You can also buy their pellets on a little site called Amazon.com. It's up and coming. Heard it might make it. Heard it might get legs. Thank you to Chris Becker and the gang over at cookinpellets.com. American Royal was this past weekend. 2 of the coveted top spots were won, and I have the pitmaster of the event that many pitmasters feel is truly the showcase day of the best going up against the best. He marked in at 701.7 points to win overall grand championship at the American Royal Invitational Saturday. Let's go ahead and race over to the hotline and welcome back Pitmaster of Smokin' Hogs Barbecue Team, Bill Gillespie, joining me. Bill, how are you, buddy?
Hey, good, Greg. How you doing?
Doing absolutely fabulous, Bill. Appreciate you making time for the show tonight. Lots to get
pleasure.
to. Man, you got to be riding high right now. I mean, New England barbecue once again dominating the barbecue scene, right?
That's right. Yeah, I'm still riding that cloud. It's I'm still in awe of the whole thing, to be honest with you.
Bill, you're obviously up in the New England area. I had a guy by the name of Patrick Paquette sitting live in studio 2 weeks ago when he was heading out to the Sam's Club National Championship.
Know him very
final.
well. Good friend.
Nebs is huge up there for obvious reasons, a very tight-knit group organization. Do you think, as you travel around and you see different barbecue regions and communities, do you think that the New Englanders are getting the proper respect when it comes to the competition scene?
I think we are now. A couple of weeks ago, a few of the New England teams went out to Bentonville and, did pretty well. Insane Swine, I think they finished third with a 700. And obviously this weekend, us winning the American Royal Invitational. I think it's coming around.
Bill Gillespie, my guest. Bill, if we could recap the weekend, because obviously it's probably very long. Kind of, right off the bat, kind of a bit of a hike for you to get out there, right?
Yeah, actually, we flew in this time. We had another good friend of ours from Good Smoke out in New York take a bunch of our stuff to Kansas City, and my sponsor, Humphrey's Barbecue, shipped out a bunch of smokers, and we rented tents and tables and chairs and bought all of our seasonings and rubs out there and, try to make it as easy as possible for us, really.
So one of my other questions was going to be the fact that, you cook both ends of the weekend, the Invitational, the open side.
Yep.
So did you do, like, any prep work or anything like that prior to people shipping stuff out? That was all the stuff that you did on site. Was you did that there at the Royal? I
did it all on site.
Wow.
Yep. I went out there with my briskets. I bought my butts, my ribs, and my chicken out there.
Is it when you go to I don't want to say it's not a regular competition like the Royal, but Royal is certainly different. But when you're just doing barbecue competitions up where you would normally go, is prep something that you do during the week so you have that done? So when you get to the site, you set up and you're ready to rock? Or do you typically do preparation on all those meats at site regardless?
I do. I pretty much just prep my chicken at home. Everything else I do on site.
All right, Bill, so let's take a look at your results at Turn-In. And 165 teams for this particular event. I guess maybe before we get specific on the individual categories, was there anything like out of the ordinary that you had to contend with for the invitational side, something that maybe you weren't planning on that you had to overcome as you got down the road to win here?
It got a little chilly out, but, we're kind of used to that up here in the Northeast. Had a little bit of rain, Thursday. Friday, it was a little windy, but I don't think there was anything out of the ordinary, really.
All right, Bill Gillespie, by the way, my guest, pitmaster of Smokin' Hogs Barbecue Team, the American Royal Invitational Grand Champion. Chicken is first up. You end up taking what's 46th overall. Again, we're dealing with 165 teams here, not your standard 25, 35, or 40. So all things considered, a very good chicken score, but you're probably not hearing your name called out for 46th place, right?
No, not at all. So a little, like you said, 165 teams, no chicken call, I was happy with the score. I think it was like a 171 or 172, something like that. So, I thought it was good. I thought we had a good chicken day.
Are you a team that I just done the chicken roundtable here a couple of weeks ago? Are you a team that proactively will taste chicken before you put it in the box and turn it in, or do you just because of experience and program, you don't taste it, you know what you're doing, and you just let it ride.
Yeah, funny story on that is we don't usually taste it until after my wife comes back from turning. We'll temp it to make sure it's at temp, but I feel that it's pretty consistent with that program, week in and week out. That it's not going to vary, too much.
Do you? Is there any thought behind waiting to taste to kind of see what the judges are tasting at that point? Obviously, the chicken's going to cool down between the time you're putting it in the box and by the time that they're tasting it, so you guys can kind of see if you hit your mark at that particular temperature when you think they might be tasting it.
Yeah, definitely that. I know it's definitely risky doing that, but if by doing that, it kind of helps us out in the long run, I think, with future contests. Like I said, I think our program's pretty consistent where the taste or whatnot doesn't vary too much.
All right, so we have ribs up next. Consistent overall, you got a 47th in ribs. How did the ribs feel for the cook that day?
I thought they were right on point with what we've been doing all year. I thought they had a good balance of flavor, and we were real happy with them.
So 2 no calls. Again, you're dealing with a lot of teams, and this isn't your first American Royal, so I'm sure you're kind of geared up for it. But then you get into pork, and 3rd overall pork. So you not only are you hearing your name, which is great, but you also are very close to taking that category. So how does the mood change when you hear a 3rd pork?
That was awesome because pork has up